All right, so we're diving into the Lacerda Files today. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah. Always up for a good conspiracy theory deep dive.
It's not so much a conspiracy theory, it's more like an interview transcript.
Right, from 1999, supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah, with a reptilian being. I mean, come on.
It's definitely out there.
This transcript you sent over reads like a sci-fi movie, but there's just something about it.
That makes you wonder.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is a unique piece of source material.
Oh, like hoax, fantasy.
This online interview transcript details an encounter between a Swedish man, Oli K.,
Okay.
and this supposed reptilian being, Lacerda.
Lacerda. Okay, so we've got a Swedish guy and a lizard woman.
Pretty much, it's hard to know where to even begin with something like this.
Is it real?
Is it fake?
Yeah, or could it be?
Something else entirely.
Right. And you know how even in the most out there stories,
Mm.
sometimes there's a grain of truth, some reflection of our deepest fears, or maybe even knowledge we've forgotten. So let's unpack this thing, starting with who this Lacerda character claims to be.
Okay.
What does she tell Ulrike about herself?
So Lacerda describes herself as a female reptilian student,
Hmm.
28 years old.
28 years old. Okay.
But she clarifies that her species, the Ilegium, measures age in rotational cycles of the Earth's magnetic field,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
not in Earth years like we do.
Rotational cycles. Okay, so not years.
Right. It's an immediate sign that we're dealing with a completely different way of perceiving time and reality.
That's fascinating. It's like she's emphasizing that her people are connected to the planet on a fundamental level, almost like they're part of its natural rhythm.
Right. And she goes on to say that she's been sent to the surface to study human society.
To study us, interesting.
But here's the twist. She makes it clear that her species, the Ilegium, are the original inhabitants of Earth.
Whoa, hold on.
She even refers to humans as Tyler.
Tyler. Well, like we're just visiting.
Precisely. And this notion of humans as Tyler immediately raises questions about power dynamics.
Yeah, for sure.
And how Lacerda views the relationship between our two species.
Like we're just guests almost.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've got this intriguing character who's clearly not human and claims her people are the true Earthlings.
Right.
But where do they live? I mean, we haven't exactly been bumping into reptilian neighbors at the grocery store.
Well, according to Lacerda, they inhabit vast underground cities powered by artificial suns.
Okay, I'm picturing like a giant underground city with a fake sun.
It's a pretty wild image, right?
Yeah.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Even more interesting.
Even more interesting. She claims her species possesses advanced mental abilities, like telepathy,
Okay.
and the power to manipulate human perception.
Telepathy and perception manipulation. Okay, now that's stepping right into science fiction territory.
It is right.
It makes you wonder if she's trying to intimidate Oleke or if this is just normal conversation for her species.
It certainly makes you question her motives, doesn't it?
Yeah, why reveal these abilities to a human?
Is it a show of power?
A warning.
Or simply a matter-of-fact statement about their capabilities? It's hard to say for sure, but it adds another layer of complexity to the story.
So to recap, we've got a reptilian being claiming to be a student studying humans who refers to us as temporary visitors
That's right.
and says her people live in hidden technologically advanced cities underground.
Hidden away from us.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
And it's just the beginning of her story.
Exactly. We've barely scratched the surface of Lacerda's claims.
Oh, boy.
And believe me, things are about to get a whole lot more complicated.
Oh, I bet they are. So we've established that Lacerda paints a pretty unique picture of her people, the Ilegium, but where do they fit into, like, the whole scheme of Earth's history?
Right, like we're talking about dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
And evolution here. And that's where Lacerda's story takes a really fascinating turn.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Forget everything you thought you knew about the dinosaurs.
What do you mean?
According to Lacerda, their extinction wasn't caused by an asteroid impact.
Okay, so not the asteroid.
No, but by a nuclear war.
Wait, a nuclear war? Hold on. Are we talking about a prehistoric nuclear war millions of years ago?
That's exactly what she's saying.
Who was fighting in this war?
This is where it gets even more mind-blowing. Lacerda claims that two advanced alien races were battling for control of Earth.
Okay, slow down. Two alien races.
Yeah, humanoids from the star system, Procyon,
Okay.
and reptilians from another universe entirely.
Another universe. Wow. Okay, this is heavy stuff. Humanoid aliens and reptilians from another universe duking it out on Earth. It sounds like a sci-fi blockbuster.
It goes, right?
But what does this have to do with, like, the Ilegium and the dinosaurs?
Well, Lacerda claims that the Procyon humanoids arrived first around 1.5 million years ago, seeking resources like copper.
Okay, copper makes sense.
Then the reptilians from another universe showed up, wanting a piece of the
Oh,
action.
boy.
And this ultimately led to a devastating nuclear conflict.
So they nuked the dinosaurs.
That's what she claims, that wiped out the dinosaurs and reshaped the planet. So you're telling me that T-Rex and its buddies got caught in the crossfire of an interstellar war. It's a far cry from that asteroid theory we all learned in school.
It is a very different perspective on history.
But how did the Ilegium survive all of this?
That's where Lacerda's account of reptilian evolution comes in.
Okay.
She claims that the Ilegium evolved from a smaller bipedal dinosaur species
Okay.
that managed to survive the nuclear cataclysm.
So they were like the cockroaches of the dinosaur world?
Kinda, yeah. Over millions of years, they developed their advanced technology and retreated underground,
Okay.
building these massive civilizations while the surface recovered.
So while life was slowly re-emerging on the surface leading to the evolution of humans, the Ilegium were thriving in their high-tech underground cities.
That's the picture Lacerda paints.
That's a pretty wild concept. I mean, we've always wondered if there could be other intelligent life out there in the universe. But what if it was right here, under our feet all along?
It really challenges our assumptions about intelligence and civilization, doesn't it?
It does.
We tend to think of technological progress as linear with humans at the forefront.
Right, like we're the most advanced.
But Lacerda's story suggests a very different timeline. One where advanced civilizations might have existed on Earth long before we came along.
It's mind-boggling to think about the kind of knowledge and technology the Ilegium might possess. If they've been around for millions of years, what would their society look like? What kind of advancements have they made that we can't even imagine?
Right. It's really fascinating to think about.
And why stay hidden? What are they afraid of?
These are the kinds of questions that make Lacerda's account so intriguing.
They really are.
If true, it completely changes our understanding of Earth's history and our place in it. And this brings us to another key player in Lacerda's story, the Procyon humanoids, who she refers to as the Elohim.
The Elohim. That name sounds familiar. Doesn't it have some biblical connections?
You're right, the Elohim are mentioned in various religious texts, often associated with the creation of humanity.
Okay, so there's a religious tie-in here. Interesting.
And that's where Lacerda's story gets even more unsettling.
How so?
She claims that the Elohim didn't just come to Earth for resources. They had a far more ambitious goal in mind, creating a servant race.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Lacerda believes the Elohim created humans to be their servants?
That's exactly what she claims.
Like slaves.
Not necessarily slaves, but beings that could serve their needs.
So we're not the result of natural evolution, but a cosmic science experiment. That's a pretty heavy concept to digest. It makes you question our entire understanding of human origins and our place in the universe.
It certainly does, and it raises profound questions about the nature of free will.
Okay, yeah.
If we were indeed created by another species for a specific purpose, what does that mean for our choices and our destiny?
Like, do we even have free will?
Exactly. Do we have any agency at all, or are we merely pawns in a larger cosmic game?
This is getting deep. It sounds like a mix of ancient mythology and cutting-edge science fiction.
It's a unique blend of ideas.
But if the Elohim were so powerful and created us, why would they leave?
That's another one of the great mysteries embedded in Lacerda's story.
Mm-hmm.
She claims that the Elohim abruptly departed Earth 4,943 years ago, leaving behind their creation and the ongoing conflict with the Ilegium.
4,943 years ago. That's incredibly specific. It makes you wonder if that date holds some significance. What could have prompted such a sudden departure?
It's hard to say. Were they driven away, and did they achieve their goals?
Or did something else entirely happen that we haven't even considered?
Those are exactly the kinds of questions we need to ask as we dive deeper into this material.
There's a lot to unpack.
It's Lacerda's narrative is full of twists and turns, challenging our perceptions of history, science, and even our own existence.
This is definitely one of the weirder deep dives we've done.
It's definitely up there, and believe me, there's still more surprises in store as we unravel the rest of her account.
So we've got the Ilegium living under our feet, maybe for millions of years.
Right.
And then we've got the Elohim, these powerful humanoids who Lacerda claims engineered humanity and then just vanished.
It's a lot to take in.
It really is.
For sure.
But she also hinted that there are other players in this whole cosmic game, right?
That's right. Lacerda's account doesn't just end with the Ilegium and the Elohim.
Yeah.
She claims that Earth is currently host to 14 different alien races.
14. So we're not just talking about like two groups fighting over resources anymore. It's starting to sound like a full-blown intergalactic party down here.
Right.
What are all these other alien races doing on Earth?
Well, according to Lacerda, most of them are just observing us.
Okay.
But she mentions 3 specifically that are actively engaging with us.
Okay, so we've got aliens making deals with humans. That sounds a lot like those government conspiracy theories about secret technology exchanges and cover-up.
Right. It fits right in with all of that.
Does Lacerda give any more detail about these interactions?
She claims these particular groups are trading advanced technology with human governments in exchange for resources
Okay.
and even DNA.
It's a disturbing thought, this idea that powerful entities might be manipulating us for their own gain.
It definitely raises some ethical questions.
It really does. It brings up those classic sci-fi tropes of alien invasions and shady government deals.
For sure.
But it also makes you wonder, if there are so many different alien races out there, what are their motivations? Are they all here for the same reasons?
It makes you think.
Or are we just caught in the middle of some kind of cosmic power struggle?
That's a key question, isn't it?
It is.
And it's something Lacerda touches on when she warns of a looming war between these alien factions
Oh.
with humanity caught in the crossfire.
A war between 14 different alien races. That's a lot to process. It sounds like something out of a science fiction epic.
It's hard to even imagine.
But if even a fraction of what Lacerda claims is true, it would fundamentally change our understanding of our place in the universe.
Absolutely.
What would a conflict like that even look like? And is there anything humanity could do to prepare for it?
Those are the big questions that Lacerda leaves us with.
They really are.
It's almost impossible to comprehend a conflict of that magnitude with technologies and powers beyond our current understanding.
Right.
And that's the most unsettling part, isn't it?
It is.
The idea that we might be completely at the mercy of forces beyond our control.
So let's take a step back and think about what we've learned from this deep dive into the Lacerda Files. We've encountered a reptilian being who claims her people are the original inhabitants of Earth,
Right.
forced underground by a nuclear war between 2 alien races. Then we have the Elohim, who may have engineered humanity for their own purposes before vanishing.
Right.
And finally, we learned that there might be 14 different alien races with their own agendas currently interacting with Earth. It's a lot.
It's a wild ride.
It's a wild ride. It's a mind-blowing narrative.
It really is. And whether we choose to believe Lacerda's story or dismiss it as pure fiction, it forces us to confront some fundamental questions about our reality.
It does.
Like, where do we fit into this vast cosmic picture? Are we alone in the universe? And if not, what does that mean for the future of humanity?
So many questions. It's a lot to ponder. The Lacerda Files may not provide any definitive answers,
No.
but they certainly spark our imagination and challenge us to think beyond the boundaries of what we even consider possible.
They do, and that's the beauty of exploring these unconventional narratives.
It is.
They push us to question our assumptions and consider alternative perspectives, even if they seem outlandish at first.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe somewhere out there in the vast expanse of the cosmos, there's a grain of truth to these seemingly fantastical stories, or maybe the most important truth lies in the questions themselves, the ones that make us look up at the stars and wonder about our place in this grand, mysterious universe.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive into the Lacerda Files, but, like always, we encourage you to do your own research, come to your own conclusions. The truth is out there.